Okay, you guys, hi. We're so lucky today to have Kim Karr from I Can Help. So Kim was a middle school teacher for 13 years. She co-founded I Can Help in 2013. So she's a leading motivational speaker. She's a curriculum developer and a leadership trainer. She's continuously working to make the world a better place and empower youth. She guides and supports our students' internship program and has big plans for the future of I Can Help and Digital for Good. Kim is excited to work side by side with students to be stronger together and lead them to new opportunities greater than they could have imagined. So this is what it would look like if we were all together in the gym and Kim was pumping us up. We're going to do it this way this year, but hopefully we can bring her back and do it that way. Kim, thank you so much.
I love it. Yeah, it's so great to be here. I'm ready to get you guys inspired. I'm loving the energy we're seeing. And so let's let's have you guys use Digital for Good, because that's what we're having to do. So with that chat, here we go. Either or, put it in the chat. Are you an Apple person or a Samsung person? Let's hear what your answer is. Let's get it rolling this morning. Let's see what you guys got. Oh, I see a lot of Apple. Where are my Samsung people? Oh, Nokia. Yes, we just shout it out. I love it. There we go, Monica. I see you. All right. Yes, perfect. Are you ready for the next one? Here it comes. What corner are you in? What corner are you in? Let's see what your answers are. I love it. Way to rock the flip phone. Way to be proud. Yes. I love it. What about this one? What corner are you in? Let's see those answers. Keep it coming. Yes, all of them. Oh, I like it. All right. Perfect. You don't know. That's perfect. Totally fine. I always have a hard time choosing too. Bottom right, there you go. All right, keeping it positive. Let's go. Here's the next one. And again, this one is making sure we're keeping it positive. And I love that people are like, hey, I don't know, or none of them. They didn't make negative comments, right? They didn't need to go there. So here's the next one. And I do this on purpose to see what corner are you in on this one. Let's see your answers are. Which corner are you in? Because here's the big thing that I want to make sure you see is, instead of making comments like ew or eh, right? Promote what you love instead of bashing what you hate. And all four of these artists are all artists, and they all have music, and there's certain people who don't like it. That's called opinions, which is totally fine. But instead of bashing what you hate, why can't you promote what you love instead, right? Promote what you love instead. And so this is that kind of mentality we need to start having. It's totally fine if you don't like any of them, or if you're like, I don't know, I like this person. So just realize that these people, these artists have, they have different things. And so there's gonna be like, they can't stand JoJo Siwa. Like, that's their choice. But realize, like, she actually does have a huge following, and she's making millions of dollars. So it's just this kind of thing we need to make sure we respect no matter what. Like, that's a person, that's a human being. And that comes first. There's a human being behind these screens, and they're real people. So again, promote what you love instead of bashing on what you hate, right? So I'm loving the love for Beyonce. I'm loving seeing it. Way to represent, way to keep the positive vibes going, because that's what we need to be. We need to make sure we're having those positive vibes to be able to keep it going. Here's the thing, how this organization got started was this. I was a teacher for 13 years at a middle school. I'm actually back in my old middle school. Is this. And again, we're now going to be down on the chat. So if you can stop at the chat and stay focused here, because I want to make sure you guys do get all this. Right? So and if we need to, we'll have the person cut off the chat. We'll get back to the chat, I promise, because it's a very interactive thing. But we want to make sure you're staying focused here. Perfect. Thank you so much. Right? So here's the thing. How this started was someone created a fake Facebook page on one of our teachers. It went on for 2 weeks. It actually had over 1,000 followers. It was super mean. It was super cruel. It was very inappropriate. And then what happened was one person finally came to me telling me this was going on. When I asked the students, said, hey, why'd this happen? A lot of them are like, some of us don't really like the teacher. Well, I don't really like my brother sometimes, but I still have his back. We need to start realizing we need to start having more people's backs. There's going to be times when you don't like something or you don't like someone, and that's totally fine. That's an opinion, but it doesn't mean we get to treat them badly. They didn't understand. They're like, well, what do we do when this goes down? They didn't understand that. So I will tell you, we had the conversation of what to do. And so it's like, hey, make sure you text your friends when something goes down. So a year later, someone did make a fake page in the exact same teacher. Oops. But this time, instead of it going on for 2 weeks, it was shut down in under 45 minutes. This time, instead of having 1,000 followers, it had 0. The reason why is because right away, students went on there and they said, my name is Ethan, I'm going to let Courtney, the school secretary, know. My name is Nuru. Seriously, this is really me. Hey, my name is Haley. This is not cool with me. They flat out said, my name is, and I don't approve of this. And this is how much power you truly have. You guys have this power to stand up for what is right, and making sure there's way more people who want to be positive in this world than negative. Unfortunately, sometimes the negative people just are louder. So making sure you guys do see the power you truly have and how much power you have, because here's another one that I think it's important to see. It is Bailey wanted the story to go viral. She wanted this to go viral a couple years ago, and it went viral because she wanted you to see how her day goes on a regular basis. Every day she'd come to school thinking she's looking great, right? She's like, yes, I'm at school, I'm looking good. And then later on, she finds out that Dylan had posted this on his Snapchat. Circled the back of her legs and captions it thick. Now here's the problem. This happened to her on a regular basis. Almost a daily thing. Not one person went to Dylan. You can see in the top left corner, he's the one that posted. Not one person went to Dylan saying, dude, this is messed up. This is not how you treat people. I wouldn't want this to happen to me, right? Not one person went to Dylan saying this isn't all right. Not one person went to Bailey saying, are you okay? I saw what Dylan posted about you. Are you all right? Because I got your back. I wouldn't want someone to do that to me, and so I want to make sure you're all right. Not one person took a screenshot of this to turn into adults, because 49% of students your age are not letting adults know when things go down online. 49%. And here's the thing, I get it on Snapchat, if you take a screenshot, it notifies the person. But here's the thing, your age group A isn't caring anymore. They're like, nope, this isn't okay. I don't care if Dylan finds out because this isn't how we treat people. Or people also take their phone, go over a phone, and they take a picture or a video that way. And then they turn it in. Making sure you guys do see you have other options. Each of you guys in here can help. The question is, will you? Because we need your help. We need your help because you're the first ones to the scene. You're the first ones who get to see this because your teachers and your parents are not seeing what how you're using some of this stuff, right? Like, you guys need to understand, we need to start training you how to use this technology the right way. Because we've basically given you keys to a car without giving you driver's ed. And so here, go drive this. And how many of you guys think of some people that are in this chat right now that you'll be a little scared that when they get on the road with a car without any driver's ed training, right? I'd be a little scared. And that's what's happening right now, is we haven't been trained on how we should treat people on these devices. So what does Bailey have to do? She has to text her mom, hey mom, can you bring me clothes? Because she hasn't been telling her mom this has been going on, her mom goes, why? What do you got on? Like, she's kind of annoyed. How many of you guys have had your parents get annoyed with you after you tell them something that was very serious to you because they didn't understand, because you didn't tell them everything. You didn't tell them how serious it is. That's why it is kind of important to have conversations with your parents or with an adult so that they can help you walk you through these things. Once she was able to tell her, that her mom then changed her tone of, hey, I'll be there in 7 minutes. You're what do we call a digital first responder? And here's what that is. A digital first responder is you're the first ones to the scene, because I'll tell you honestly, yeah, I'm on TikTok, but I don't have the same For You page as you do, right? I'm on Snapchat, but I don't see the same thing that you snap. Yeah, I've played Fortnite, I've played different video games, but I'm not on the same headphones as you. You're the first ones to the scene. You're the first ones who get to see it. You're the first ones who get to hear it. You're the first ones who get to say, this isn't okay. This is not how we should be using it. This is your world. You got to be the ones who got to decide on, is this the world you want to live in? Is this the world you want to be a part of? And if your friends are not using it correct, we need your help to make sure you tell them, hey, this is not how we treat people. This is not how we do things. Making sure you guys do understand this, because it's so important, right? And being that digital first responder. And here's how that works. You know, just like if you saw a car accident, would you call 911? If you saw a car accident, would you stop and make sure the person's all right? If you saw a car accident, would you stop and see, like, if they're, I get it, if they're bleeding, you might not want to because you might pass out. I'm not expecting to go that far, but at least would you make sure they're all right, or that somebody else can come and help them? This is what I'm saying, is we need to start doing something about this digital piece, because I mean, when we get this chat going again, I'm hoping you realize how important it is that we use it for the right reasons. Digital is so powerful, and it's so amazing when we use it for the right reasons and we use it for what we call digital for good. Here's the thing is we want to make sure you understand, like if you are seeing some negative stuff, make sure you always respectfully comment back. Like if someone is being rude, if they're being cruel, they're being flat out mean, don't be mean back to them. Two wrongs don't make a right. Being rude to someone just starts more fire. So making sure you respectfully comment is so important. The next thing is report anything inappropriate, right? You guys can on every site. You can do it on Instagram. You can do it on TikTok. You can do it on even the gaming councils, right? On Fortnite, you can do it on all those different ones. Among Us, you can report stuff. Making sure you know that. Those kind of sites have purposely done that to be able to help you, right? To keep you safe. Making sure you do inform other students and adults. Like they text their friends like, hey, can you guys help me go report this? Or they let their parents know, or they let the school know, hey, this page is going on. Stop anything negative by posting something positive. Someone does say, hey, I think this person is stupid or ugly or whatever else. Somebody's gone back on there and they said, actually, I think they're pretty amazing. I think they're pretty epic, right? And then making sure you're blocking inappropriate people or accounts. Why are you following it? When you follow someone, you're giving it power. You're saying, my name is, and I approve of this message. My name is, I want to give this person power. So just make sure you guys do know what you're following and that you know who you have, what accounts and what people you have, right? And if you want to, follow the I Can Help official page, because that's what we're doing is we're inspiring students to be positive and to be able to have those conversations of different things. What we do as a nonprofit is this: we empower you. We empower student change makers. We promote digital safety. And the last one is we love doing this. We love to celebrate. We get to celebrate youth innovation. We get to celebrate students who are using what we call digital for good. So here's some stats for you, because I think this is important. 92% of teens are definitely online today, right? And this number has actually gone up even with COVID. 50% of them are addicted to a device, right? They're totally addicted. The first step of addiction is admitting to it, 48% of teens, I've already said this before, is they don't turn to adults. They turn to their peers or their online community instead. There's been a 37% increase in teen anxiety and depression. And I'll show you why here in a second. We're gonna do a little activity. And the last one, and this one's super important, that I'm hoping this can hit to you and realize like how important this presentation is, and we need to take our job seriously, is number 2 cause of death nationwide is suicide for 10 to 24-year-olds, because we're in a really dark place right now in our world and we need your help. We're coming to you to asking for help. Because here's the thing, I'm gonna show you, we're gonna open up the chat because I'm gonna ask you some questions. I'm gonna simply put in there yes or no. So here we go. The first one, I'll make it kind of to show you like how anxiety and depression has severely increased. Put yes or no if you've ever sent a text message to the wrong person before. If you've ever sent a text message to the wrong person before, put in the chat yes. If you've never have, then put no. And then think about it, like when that happened, in that moment when you did do that, did your anxiety go up? Like, oh my gosh, you probably started freaking out. You're like, I can't believe I did that. How embarrassing, right? I'm seeing tons and tons of yeses, right? Yes. How about this one? How many of you guys have ever been in awkward group chats? How many of you guys have been in an awkward group chat where like someone put you in there, you didn't know who it was, you didn't recognize the number, or they started talking about something where you're like, I don't know what's going on in here? How many of you guys have been there, put yes, put no? Again, this is where anxiety does go up, right? And people feel it. You can leave group chats, but then it makes it even more awkward because it'll say Kim Karr has left the group. So a lot of students don't like doing that, right? How about this one? How many of you guys have been, put your phone down, and when you came back, all of a sudden you had like over 50 messages and you're like, what is going on? And it was because of group chats. It like made your phone blow up. How many of you guys have ever had that happen? You got like tons and tons of group messages where like made your phone blow up, right? Anxiety. All these different pieces are all there and you're like, how do I control this? How about this one? How many of you in here compared yourself to others, especially online? How many of you guys have compared yourself to others? Put yes or no. Because this is a big reason why these numbers have also gone up, because they see, you look at their social media, you look at their Snapchat story, their Instagram story, and you're like, they've got such a great life. oh, I wish I had that, right? And a lot of people are, and they're like, I wish I had that. And then they're comparing themselves to others, and that's what's not affecting. So actually, like Instagram, they made it where you can't see how many likes that someone got on a post because they wanted you not to compare, right? So there's a lot of different companies that are doing things for your mental health because they're seeing how much it's becoming a problem and doing something about it. How many in here, let's go to the next one. How many guys in here, either you or someone you know has ever been asked for an inappropriate photo before? You or someone you know has ever been asked for an inappropriate photo? Because this is big. Like, and this is where we need to make sure we understand like what is okay and what isn't. That some people get asked for certain things that you're just uncomfortable with. And are we able to say, hey, this isn't okay, right? And the last question I'll ask you is this. How many guys, either you or someone you know, has ever had suicidal thoughts? You or someone you know has ever had suicidal thoughts? Because our world is in a very dark place and we need your help. Each of you guys in here can help. The question is, will you? Look at all these yeses. Everyone kind of it's a known thing. We need to make sure we do something about it. And I'm hoping I'm going to give you guys some tips today of what we can do about it. Because here's what I'm going to tell you right now. You are not our future. You're not our future. You 100%, you right now, I'm going to tell you, you are the right now. We need your help more than ever than right now. We need your help more than ever. I'm hoping you guys see this. This is so important that I need you to realize how important you are to make sure you're paying attention today, that you get these tips, right? And then the chat just stays, we use the chat when we need to, right? So we're moving on, and here's the thing. This is what we're building with I Can Help is this, and I'm hoping you're going to be part of it. We're building this safe place that people can come to make what we call digital for good. And how you be part of that is you're being a part of our positive community. You're making sure you're educated on it, right? You're getting educated even on our Instagram page or different things, or even in school. I know they're going to be starting to use the curriculum, and that you take the leadership. We need some people who can take the lead on how it should be done and being those digital first responders, right? Here's our map of, we actually have interns across the nation. This is just our annual ones. We actually have seasonal interns too. So we have over 350 students that are part of it year long, that just kind of make things happen, that are like, hey, we're being a part of the leadership piece, right? This is how cool it is. We get to work with giant, big companies like Twitter, Salesforce, TikTok, all those different companies, they get to work with us. Here's what we're going to do is we're actually going to create, to be able to help you, give you some tools, because this is what the companies also have helped us. We've teamed up with professional psychologists to be able to do this, is we're going to make an emotional first aid kit. And here's what that emotional first aid kit is I think this is so important to be able to talk about. If you are ever feeling lonely, sad, like lonely, depressed, like those different emotions, what do you do about it? Right? What do you do? So I want to give you the tips. And so we're actually going to create an emotional first aid kit, because if you do like actually, you hurt yourself and you cut yourself, right, on accident, to go get a Band-Aid. But what do you do when you are feeling lonely and sad, right? So if we can actually cut off we're going to make sure we have that chat. The chat, make sure you guys stay focused. We're going to ask you some questions. The chat's going to be good for what we need it for, all right? But here's the thing, make that emotional first aid kit. And the first thing that's in it is, what are the songs? What is a song that makes you happy? What's your go-to song that you're like, it can completely change your mood when this song goes on? So in the chat, that's what I want to hear right now. So stay focused on what we're talking about, right? I love that you're trying to shout out your besties, but let's stay focused on the topic. In the chat, what is a song that totally makes you excited, right? What is that song that you love to hear that completely changes your tone? Because I know it was a big thing on TikTok, but totally my song. Man, there's so many of them. I just love music, right? I love it. Look at that. We got it. So we got some going. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So just what is your favorite song? And I mean, this one, Good Day. That's like one of my jams. People like, let's see, I'm going to get it queued up here. Perfect. Here it is. This is my song that just, anytime it plays, it changes my mood completely, right? I love seeing the chat, like of these different songs that just completely change your mood. right? So what is your song? What are the songs that just make you change your mood, right? And here it is. I love it. Completely changes it. I love it. Mexican music, yes, for the win. Any anime, all right, I like it. Give me some Ariana Grande, right? Green Day, yes, I like your style. Right. See, that's what I'm saying. So it completely can change your mood. Make that playlist. If you're in that mood, then change it up. Make sure you go to that song that's going to be able to get you back into, out of that rut and bring you back up. Here's a second thing that's in your emotional first aid kit is sights. It's a sight. And so the big thing I always tell people is, what's your screensaver, right? What's your screensaver on your phone? So in the chat, what is it? What's your screensaver on your device? Mine right now, I'm trying to get the music to cut off, but right now it's my picture of my niece and I. Like, it's super cool to see, right? Oh, your pet dog, I love it. Shadow art, yes. Levi Ackerman, okay, get it. A beach and sunset, yeah. Like, what is so pick a picture. Or is there a certain place when you're sitting there, you're like, oh, this right here. I don't know about you, but I used to play softball and I played soccer. Anytime I go to a softball field or a soccer field, like that right there, just seeing it makes me like kind of relaxed. Makes me feel at peace, right? Because I'm like, oh, yes, right? So there's certain places I love going to, that I love seeing, that it just makes me feel happier, right? All right, then third thing in your emotional first aid kit is touch, right? What are the things that bring you comfort? What are those things? So like, there's examples on there. I love soft t-shirts. Like, this t-shirt is one of my favorites because it's so soft. I also wear a necklace on a regular basis, this certain necklace, because it just brings me comfort. I love weighted blankets. Did anybody get a quarantined pet during this time? Shout them out in the chats. Like, what's their pet's name, right? So all those different things. I have kinetic sand. That's my other favorite thing. I love kinetic sand. There's just different things I think it's so super important to have. That's your emotional first aid kit. The next thing in there in your emotional first aid kit is smells. What are the smells that bring you happiness and joy, right? Is it popcorn? Is it chocolate? What are the smells, right? There's a certain smell that people like. Yes, I'm seeing it, Anza. You love popcorn too, all right? Some wind, okay, yes. Some people have told me like gasoline before. They've told me the football field, right? Like, there's certain like they have the weight room. They're like, they love the smell of sweat. They're like, oh, it just makes me feel like hard work. Tacos, oh, you have my heart right there, right? Tacos, you're 100% correct. I love food. And another question I have for you is, what's the smells that make you relax? What are the smells that just make you kind of calm down? Because that's what essential oils are. That's why those got big, because medically it's proven fact that if you smell lavender, mint, citrus, those kind of smells make you like relaxed. So that's why a lot of them are in lotions, because they make you kind of calm down. I love it. Vanilla, yeah. There's certain things, making sure you understand there's a different smell that makes you happy, and then your brain will also turn off by getting you relaxed. So make sure you know what those smells are, so when you need to, you can go to that emotional first aid kit and pull them out to be able to help you go through those times and get you to calm down, to get you relaxed. Going back to those basics when you're having certain emotions, that you just need to say, hey, this is how I'm feeling, and you own it. You own what you're feeling. You're taking some of that power back. It's still gonna be there. They're still gonna be there. You're still gonna feel anxious. You might still feel depressed, but you took some ownership by saying, hey, this is how I'm feeling today, right? Here's the next one. Number 5 is humans. This one's so important. Who are those humans that make you feel better? I love to see the chat of who are those people that you've gone to during this time that have like checked in with you or you wouldn't check with, right? Who are those people? If we can actually stop, whoever's doing the gas over more times, let's use the chat for the right reasons, right? So making sure we're using digital for good. Let's use digital for good, right? Who are the people? So right now, let me hear your people. That should be queuing you up for what you should be putting in the chat. Who are the people that you have been going to during this time that has made you feel better? Your mom, I love it, right? Yes. Who else we got? My brother, perfect. Yeah, who else? Shout them out. Who are the people that you've been going to that have been definitely made you? Ryan, yes, right? So here we go. So keep those people in. My friend Donna is one who I personally check in on a regular basis. I couldn't make this through this without my lead intern. Her name's Mallory. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Sorry, we're back. All those people, yeah, your friends. Perfect. There you go. So just making sure you see your bestie, knowing who those people are that you have, that you can have. Everyone should be having someone you're checking in with, that you're checking with them, but that they're checking in with you. Yourself. I love it that you say myself. That's a great answer, that you're checking with yourself. Hey, how am I doing today? That's so important. Here we go. Number 6 is this: taking action. Right? Taking action is this. What do you do when you have those kind of feelings? Like if you're feeling sad, you're feeling lonely, you're feeling, like unwell. What do you do with those feelings? And one of the biggest things is, again, you take ownership, saying like, this is how I'm feeling, because now you're taking some of that power back. But then you need to then switch, and you need to then take action by getting up to go for a run or go for a walk, right? Get outside, paint, organize, cook, clean, bake. There's so many different things you can do. The question is, will you? Right? I love that some people have done some different things off of TikTok, right? And have those different things. And we can go ahead and turn off the chat for us because we're done with using it for right now. So we can go ahead and turn off the chat for us. Thank you. Because I want to make sure we stay focused on what we're talking about. Yep. Thank you. Perfect. So again, making sure you guys do see it, because again, there's our emotional first aid kit, is making sure you do see it, going back and reflecting and going back to the basics. Going back to the basics of like, hey, this is how I'm feeling, taking ownership, and then here's what I can do about it. And then using it. Using an emotional first aid kit is so important, right? And here's the other piece that our interns have figured out, because they themselves have experienced it. They've made videos to be able to like even just talk about simple things like breathing. So here's Ashni. She wanted you guys just to give you a small thing of like simple thing that she learned from her counselor, and that's just to breathe.
Hi guys, my name is Ashni Patel and I am a part of the Digital Wellness Committee. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how to release stress by using this simple breathing exercise. All you have to do is inhale for 4 seconds. Inhale using your nose and exhale using your mouth. And I'm going to demonstrate that right now. So let's do this together. Ready? Inhale, hold, exhale. And that's all you have to do. Repeat this about 4 to 6 times just to relieve the stress and calm your nerves. I hope this helped.
There's simple things that you guys can do. And same thing, they wanted to be able to give you some tips on what you can do if a group chat does get out of control, right? They gave you some tips, making sure you do leave the chat. It's okay to do it, socially acceptable. Make it socially acceptable. You're not the future, you're the right now, right? You can mute it. There's different things you can do. Hey, what do you do if someone has suicidal comments? Right? What you can do is making sure you call them right away or go over to their house, making sure you're letting adults know right away. Those are 2 big things, because it's so important that you guys are the digital first responder. You're the first ones who see that, and we need to make sure we're acting on it, right? Here's the thing. My biggest thing is, hey, we need to do a phone check-in. So on a regular basis, I do phone check-ins. What you can pick who you want it to be, but if you want to make it fun, I actually go to my contacts, and I literally just go to my contacts, and then I just simply scroll. And I just scroll, and then whoever I land on, that's who I'm going to have to call. So Kathy Chavez, I'm going to be calling her later on today. I'm going to either do a FaceTime with her, I'm going to text her, I'm going to check on her. I think that's so important that we need to do. And practice it. Practice doing a phone call check-in. Do a life update. Hey, how are you doing today? Right? There's so many things we can do. The question is, will you? And this is the same thing. You can control your device. The question is, will you? And so one thing that people are doing is they're putting your phone on Do Not Disturb. They're doing things like making sure that they don't sleep with their phone next to their bed. They're putting it, in the kitchen, whatever else. They're doing the time restrictions on like TikTok or on certain games on their phone. And they're only giving themselves a certain amount of time. Each of you guys can do these things. The question is, will you? All these answers are all from students. These are not mine. These are all student answers of how they're telling me that they're controlling their device. Making sure we have this kind of things. This is my lead intern. I don't have time for this activity, but I think it's important that you guys just think about how we're treating each other, right? And how we're doing these different things and having those different things, because we have an event called Digital for Good. And here's what that is. We truly get to celebrate students who are using digital for good. Here's our winners this year. Alex up here at the top, he's 16 now, but he actually created an app called Ability App. And it's where for anybody who's in a wheelchair, they can go to his app and they can find out, does this have the accessibility that I need, right? So cool. Teenager therapy down here, they made a podcast when they were sophomores in high school. They're now seniors. They've had tons of influencers on their podcast. They actually just had Prince Harry and Meghan Markle on their podcast. What's cool is when somebody wants to start a podcast, I'm able to team them up with another podcaster because they've gotten inspired by these students, right? There's so many students who are doing cool things and we like to spotlight them, and then they're getting help from big tech companies and other influencers. And so then this is the teenager therapy. They actually just got verified because they have over 50,000 followers on their Instagram account. And like I said, they had tons of influencers that they've had on their podcast. And they just had, there's Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Like, how cool is that? So on April 23rd, we're trying to get schools all over the nation to be able to go watch these winners. Our student interns on our story, we constantly are posting about digital wellness because I think that's important for you to take a rest and to remind you to take a rest, take a break, right? You guys can be posting about us. Like, people tag us constantly and then we were able to reshare it. It's just those different things of everyone in here can help. The question is, will you? Hey, will you, put your phone down? Will you, go through your followers today to see, is there anybody that feels like is a little bit toxic that you need to kind of get rid of? Hey, will you follow I Can Help official page to get inspired more? Hey, will you, be that digital first responder when you see something up? Each of you guys in here can help. The question is, will you? So thank you today for doing something. I'm hoping you can tell yourself like, hey, I can help and I will help.